Guys, so we have a busy day of the moon in Scorpio making a whole bunch of aspects today. We open our day with the moon forming a square to Saturn in Aquarius, and then by about midday we have the moon in Scorpio making a trine to Neptune in Pisces, and then as we move towards the evening overnight tonight, we have the moon in Scorpio coming into an exact conjunction with the south node in Scorpio. So today could be a very emotional day. Our emotions sort of might be all over the place, being sort of pushed and pulled in like various directions with the moon making all of these aspects. But yet again, at the end of the day today, we are in this week of self-empowerment, and that is what this energy is pushing towards: release, transformation, awakening in alignment with our authentic truth that restores our inner power. So let's talk about the report. Let's break down the energetics. Welcome back to my channel, everybody. Today is Wednesday, January 26th, 2022. My name is Aubrey, and this is your astrological outlook of the day. And I have to start out my report by saying I have a special affinity for this day personally. Today is my solar return. It's my birthday, 7 degrees of Aquarius and Leo, my personal origin point. So I'm celebrating a little bit in this report today, even though technically my actual birthday is until tomorrow because I do these reports a day in advance. But we're talking about January 26th today, so let's get into it. First of all, like I said, we're starting this day with the moon in Scorpio. Now remember, the moon in Scorpio, this is ruled by Mars and Pluto, who are both in Capricorn right now, talking about establishments, career, professional situations, our goals, government, authority, leadership. And the moon in Scorpio, where the south node is right now, indicating like faded endings. So just right up front, there is this energy ongoing all day, building all day and through the night tonight. And also with the moon in Scorpio making the square to Saturn, ruling Capricorn, there could definitely be some endings coming in terms of like things going on with your job or professional bosses, authority, public image, public reputation, rules, restrictions, stuff like that. And I'll talk about that in a minute. But as we begin our day with the moon in Scorpio making the square to Saturn in Aquarius, we might be feeling a bit blocked in our progress right now, or held down by like deep or complex or very painful emotions. We may also feel like there are some like harsh words or judgments that are being like lodged against us today that aren't true or aren't truly in alignment with who we really are or like what we're really about with this aspect, Saturn in Aquarius, the moon in Scorpio, and just the square that is going on. This may also be kicking back up these power struggle issues that we've been dealing with this week in our self-empowerment period, from now throughout the course of the next couple of months. This is not just something that is like a one and done. This is a process, and we're in that process now. So it may be kicking back up these power struggles and power shifts with this energy that we have. And our minds and hearts are really being changed right now in a lot of ways, and perhaps the plans that we have made up until this point, we may be having just really deciding that that's maybe not really even what we want to do anymore. So a lot of changeable energy going on right now. Of course, we have Mercury and Venus retrograde representing that as well. The moon in Scorpio in square to Saturn, like I said, this is ruling Capricorn, where Mercury retrograde and Venus retrograde are right now. And we also have both Mars and Pluto, the co-rulers of Scorpio, in the sign of Capricorn, while the moon is in Scorpio. So this is definitely, like I mentioned in the beginning, tension with authority figures, leadership, as a result of some type of rules or restrictions or limitations, bosses, career, also governments and establishments, but also relationships, partnerships, financial dynamics, possibly some sudden endings, faded endings, or just big changes underway in these areas right now. A lot is being reconfigured and recalibrated in our minds and our hearts in terms of what we really think and what we really want. So, the universe really, though, is trying to break us free from situations that are out of alignment with us and our authentic truth and restricting our creative potential in any type of a way. Toxicity, ruled by Scorpio, is being released and falling away so we can heal, also ruled by Scorpio, regenerate and be empowered, Scorpio, to stand in our truth and create a new path for ourselves. Remember, if you watched my report yesterday, I was talking about how two of the signs of the zodiac that really, really represent power in its like most truest form are Capricorn, the outward expression of power in the world, and Scorpio, the like inward source of power that drives that outward expression. And with both of these signs being so emphasized with the moon in Scorpio and all of these planets in Capricorn, and especially both rulers of Scorpio currently in Capricorn, yesterday, today, especially, tonight, while we have the moon conjuncting the south node, just really bringing up these themes of power across the board, and also with Uranus in the sign opposing Scorpio, bringing shocks and surprises, trying to rectify things in quite sudden ways a lot of times in order to align with authentic truth. So, and with the south node in Scorpio as well, the south node rules endings. So there is a lot of energy for big changes and sudden endings along the lines of power, basically across the board. Right now, we are very much in fated ending energy today, especially with the moon coming into the conjunction with the south node. Now, this will also be the first time that the moon conjuncts the south node since it switched from Sagittarius into Scorpio. So this is probably going to be a pretty powerful south node conjunction because it's just the first one, and we have like all of this Capricorn energy going on as well in terms of Mars and Pluto, those rulers of Scorpio. So this definitely makes me feel like some type of established order of things is coming to a close, coming to an end of a chapter. So we'll see how this plays out. But on the plus side today, we have a really, really beautiful aspect going on after the moon is done forming its square, which could be, frustrating, limiting, constricting, emotionally difficult and critical. But the moon in Scorpio will then, like I said in the beginning, move into a trine with Neptune in Pisces. So this is very, very heightened levels of compassion, spiritual awareness, psychic. Oh my God, so much psychic and intuitive energy available today. Today is definitely, you guys, a day to follow intuition, hunches, and spiritual guidance, even if it doesn't make logical sense right now with Mercury retrograde. It will most likely benefit you in the long run in some type of a way. With the moon in Scorpio in trine to Neptune in Pisces, this is like the ultimate depths and feeling energy, like empathetic energy, and it's very, very psychic. Like I said, we have a direct line to the spiritual world today, and God, universe, the divine, however you perceive it in your personal life and your connection and relationship with the higher power, is definitely trying to give us some guidance today, give us some assistance, and be there to help us navigate what could otherwise be some more challenging energetics, we'll put it that way. And we even have Mercury retrograde now coming back into a conjunction with Pluto in Capricorn. Mercury has retrograded back into Capricorn now, forming Mercury's at 30 degrees of Capricorn today. Pluto's at 27 degrees of Capricorn, so within that 3-degree orb. And again, this is indicating Mercury and Pluto, especially Mercury retrograde, is indicating that powerful psychic energy, powerful psychic messages perhaps coming through to help us sort of sort through the clutter and the chaos and the confusion of all this retrograde energy with this moon in Scorpio in the trine to Neptune in Pisces, ruling the spirit world, and then also having Mercury in a conjunction to Pluto as well. So we're definitely going deep today, you guys, like that's for sure, with all this Scorpio moon energy that we have going on and connecting to spirit to receive guidance that will assist us. This is a trine between the moon and Neptune. This is like the most powerful assisting aspect that they are. Trines facilitate things and they help things happen. And when trines are operating and in effect, things are literally just falling into place. Like we don't even have to try. So as you're going about your life today, just be open to receive. And if you see something and it has a symbolic meaning to you, or it provides some type of guidance in one way or another, again, even if it's not making logical sense because of Mercury retrograde right now, messaging is definitely coming through for us today. And it's for the purpose of helping us on our journey of release, transformation, awakening, and self-empowerment with the energy how it is right now. And so we have Neptune currently. The other thing that is interesting about this aspect is the position where we currently have Neptune. Now I'm going to start talking about the Sabian symbols. We have Neptune at 22 degrees of Pisces right now. And that Sabian symbol is a prophet bringing down the new law from Sinai. So, even by the moon, it would be enough on its own if the moon was just making that trine to Neptune, while we have the moon in Scorpio, Neptune and Pisces, its own sign, and also Mercury conjuncting Pluto. But we also have Neptune at this degree. And so I feel like this guidance, this wisdom, this spiritual assistance that's available to us today is actually trying to help us align with the new, to us, new or heightened spiritual laws and vibrations that are coming in right now in alignment with the age of Aquarius. So the spiritual guidance, this infusion of spiritual energy and divine assistance that's available to us today via the frequencies that in the resonance and just the energy that's being activated by the planets is helping us it is supporting us on that journey of release, transformation, self-empowerment, but is doing it in a way that is in alignment with these new laws that are coming down right now, or like I said, new to us laws that are coming down right now in alignment with these higher spiritual truths and these higher heightened frequencies that are representing and ushering in the age of Aquarius. So, it's a beautiful aspect. I really love this. Beautiful energy to have today alongside the intensity and the tension that we may also be experiencing by the moon in square to Saturn. And not only that, the moon conjuncting the south node, this could definitely be bringing up some just more painful insecurities, fears, issues surrounding loss and, just more of the difficult sides of things, because things are really surfacing so that we can release them, and it may be kicking that up. So I really love that we have this really beautiful, divinely inspired assistance that is there for us today in the midst of these other things that we have going on. Moving on, let's talk about the South Node specifically now. The moon in Scorpio will move to conjunct the South Node overnight tonight, so this energy is really building all day. And the South Node, like I said, this is what we are releasing, what we are moving away from, what we have, become quite comfortable with and gained a lot of experience in, but is blocking our progress from moving forward. And the South Node in Scorpio, what's blocking our progress from moving forward is any fears or insecurities or wounds or unhealed traumas or things that we're bound to that are not feeding our soul and allowing us to grow and thrive. That is what we are moving away from now with the South Node in Scorpio. And so this South Node, another thing, the South Node right now at 30 degrees of Taurus or of Scorpio is also forming a sextile aspect to Pluto in Capricorn. And Pluto, of course, is one of those rulers of Scorpio. And a sextile aspect, this is sort of like the trine, although not exactly to the same extent of things just falling into place, but it is a very helpful and facilitating aspect as well. And so, Pluto, death, rebirth, purge, regeneration, transformation, that phoenix energy, represented by the South Node in Scorpio, the moon coming to conjunct, but also this sextile that's going on to Pluto, the ruler of these Scorpio themes himself. So definitely indicating a period of time where we are actually being assisted in this process of death, rebirth, transformation, and being birthed essentially into a whole new version of ourselves in alignment with those authentic truths and that internal sense of empowerment that is supporting us to create going forward in the North Node and Taurus energy, which the North Node is the new lesson, what we need to learn and experience and become like develop. And with the North Node in Taurus, this is a period of building, cultivating based on our own internal resources, our own talents, our own gifts, our own potential, really tapping, cultivating, using those to create an abundant material world around us. That's what we're going through. But we can't get there unless we release the things that we've been bound to from the past that have been keeping us from recognizing the truth of that potential and what we can really create and grow with it. And so with the moon coming into the conjunction for the first time with the South Node in Scorpio, this is definitely a big push wanting us to, as I mentioned, release these deep fears, this pain, these unhealed wounds, insecurities, and any type of toxic cycles from the past, or things or people or places or situations that we have been bound to and that we have been giving our power away to out of that unhealed trauma or a sense of lack or loss that we hold inside of us is being brought up so that it can be released, cleared, transcended, and we can really begin to realign with this authentic potential with the South Node and the moon coming together. That's just how it goes with this energy. Yeah, toxic cycles and anything we've been bound to that has diminished our power and our truth so that we can become self-empowered to create a new future, because that's where this is going with the North Node in Taurus right now, like I mentioned. And also, speaking about this, now let's jump into the Sabian symbols. For those of you who don't know what the Sabian symbols are, they are a group of symbols that describe each and every one of the 360 degrees of the zodiac. Whenever there is a planet at a specific point discharging a degree, making an aspect, we can look to the Sabian symbol, read the symbol, and it just gives us more information about what is really going on with this aspect on a symbolic level in terms of this grand unfolding astrological story that is constantly and perpetually carrying us through time and space. So when I'm interpreting astrology personally, I always like to look at the Sabian symbols and look at things from a symbolic level and then correlate it to the aspects, because I feel like it just gives us a more refined sense of understanding in terms of what is actually unfolding right now. And when I read the Sabian symbols, because of that, I'm always actually rounding up a degree. So for example, the sun today is at transiting 6 degrees and something whatever minutes of Aquarius, but I'm looking at the Sabian symbol for 7 degrees of Aquarius. And so when I am giving you guys the degree placements, just keep in mind I'm always rounding up a degree if you're referencing a chart yourself and looking at it as well. So there's my disclaimer on the Sabians. Now let's jump into the Sabians for today. And it's interesting because I was just talking about, the aspects that the moon is making, really wanting us to release these fears and insecurities so that we can sort of be born again into a more aligned version of ourselves. And the position of the sun and the earth today are actually talking about these same themes, being born again in alignment with our authentic truth and in divine timing as the cosmic blueprint plays out. Let's talk about the Sabian symbol of the sun and the earth first. 7 degrees of Aquarius, where the sun is today, a child is seen being born from an eggshell. So yeah, this is cracking our shell and being reborn again into a new version of ourselves, being spoken about by the Sabian symbol placement of the sun today in conjunction with the rest of the aspects, especially that moon South Node conjunction, Pluto in sextile, death, rebirth, and being born again, rising from the ashes, cracking through our shell. And then we have the earth at 7 degrees of Leo. This is one of my all-time favorite Sabians. It's the astrology degree, the wonder of the constellations of stars in the night sky. So with this degree being effect today as well, while we have the South Node in conjunction with the moon today, these fated endings is telling me that things are happening in divine alignment according to the cosmic blueprint. This rebirth, this cracking through the shell of our old self and being born anew is really happening in correspondence with the divine alignments that are happening. And we also have this big infusion of spiritual energy and divine guidance coming in today as well. So Things are happening according to divine timing, you guys, and we really just need to surrender the burdens at this point in time and have trust and faith that things are unfolding as they should for our highest and our best going forward if we are aligning with the truth of our authenticity and our self-love as well. We also have a lot more symbolism in effect today, speaking to self-empowerment. We have the degree of Mercury today, 30 Capricorn, a secret meeting of men responsible for world affairs. That is all about self-empowerment and the power that that gives you to control and harness your reality. Mercury, the mind there today. We have Revelations highlighted, Venus at 12 degrees of Capricorn, where she will be until February 4th, a student of nature lecturing, revealing little known aspects of life. We have energy today about acknowledging the hand of the divine at work, again with this divine assistance energy today. We have I skipped one, sorry. We have energy of persevering and holding to our faith. That would be the position of Mars today, which is 3 stained glass windows, 1 damaged by war, but it still endures. 1 was damaged, but it doesn't crack our faith. Persevering and holding to faith. And then energy about acknowledging the hand of the divine at work. Jupiter, I love this degree, moves to 7 degrees of Pisces today, illuminated by a shaft of light. A large cross lies on rocks surrounded by sea and mist. So this is a really beautiful energy. I feel like this Sabian is really describing what's going on between the moon in Scorpio and Neptune in Pisces today. It's like a direct line, a direct shaft of light, like illuminating the missing pieces are what we need to know, or bringing that comfort, but we just need to remember that the hand of the divine is at work. And again, the position of the earth today, 7 Aquarius, the wonders of constellations of stars in the night sky, the divine blueprint is unfolding as it should. And then we also have spiritual assistance again in adjusting to these new frequencies of this new age. That degree of Neptune, the prophet bringing down the new law from Sinai. So all of these themes, of course, like self-empowerment and awakening and transcendence and breakthrough with the child being born out of the eggshells, rebirth, and the divine plan at work, the degree about the stars and the constellations in the sky. But then again, self-empowerment, revelations, holding to our faith and persevering, acknowledging the hand of the divine at work, and spiritual assistance in adjusting to this new reality, the prophet bringing down the new law from Sinai. So very, very much still engaged in an active week of self-empowerment today as we begin to break out of our shell and discover a whole new version of ourselves and reality. Definitely some tension and some faded endings likely with this as well, with all that South Node, all that Pluto energy. But we surrender to the process and have faith we are being divinely guided by a higher power for sure today. Anything out of alignment with our authentic truth is falling away. That is what we are needing to release and let go of with this South Node Moon conjunction, so that we can become who we truly are and who we always were meant to be. This is also, like I mentioned in the beginning, the end of established ways of being that existed as a result of fear and control and surrendering power. This is the end of a lot of established ways of being that have gone on for a very long period of time. And this is on the microcosm, and this is on the macrocosm. This is in our individual lives, and this is globally, collectively, geopolitically on a world stage as well. So it'll be very interesting to see the changes that come over the next couple of months, over the next couple of new moon cycles as we move through this period of self-empowerment over the next couple of months and head towards our new moon in Aries, the new astrological year that will begin for 2022. So that is basically what I have today, you guys, for the astrology energetics. Really just Scorpio moon all over the place, kind of maybe some turbulent emotions, but there is just such divine presence available to us, and it really is all about this breakthrough into an alignment with our authentic truth in correspondence with this divine plan that is unfolding. So that's what we got for the energy. Now let's talk about the tarot for a minute. shuffling the cards this morning. God and universe, please clarify the collective energy. Show me some cards that can just tell us what we need to hear right now, or give us an idea of the state of things for us. And we got a pretty clear message actually coming out today. The first card that came out was the Page of Cups in reverse. This is talking about not speaking our feelings, holding back our feelings or emotions, not communicating how we really feel about something, not speaking our truth, okay? And then we got the Empress. This is about, this is like where we're going. This is the divine feminine upright. This is what comes from that Venus-Pluto saga that is going on now through March of 2022. This is, you know, self-empowerment that leads to personal fulfillment through the ability to tap that creative potential and attract and create abundance. This is like what that is. And so we have these two options going on right here. We have not expressing our feelings, not expressing our emotions, not saying how we feel, hiding from our own emotions. And then we have being fully empowered in our truth that allows us to create and manifest abundance in our experience. And then the third card that we got was the Two of Swords. So this is having to make a choice, you guys. This is having to make a blind choice without feeling like you have all the information. But the two things that we are clearly choosing between here are embracing our truth, the Empress, embracing our authentic truth and standing in our power and creating abundance, or hiding from our emotions and not speaking how we really feel, not expressing how we really feel. That's the choice. And what did we have on the back of the deck today? Well, on the back of the deck, we had the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. The Ten of Pentacles, this is a card all about when it's upright. This is the utmost in abundance. Like there's love, there's like family, there's material abundance, there's joy, you know, there's togetherness, like every aspect of what one, you know, typically would consider as a fulfilling and abundant experience is represented through the Ten of Pentacles. So what this is telling me, these cards in combination, it's like we're at a crossroads right now, you guys. And we have the choice to either choose between, you know, standing in our the power of our authentic creative truth and manifesting and creating along those lines, or tipping our cup upside down and being just empty because we are not expressing our feelings, we're not standing in our truth, and we are not aligning with or expressing how we really feel about things. Now with the Ten of Cups coming, or the Ten of Pentacles coming in reverse like that, this is telling me that, you know, the choice is ours. But if you look at this spread of cards, the two cards that are reversed are the Page of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. This is telling me that we need, and if we want to be able to have this, create this abundant and fulfilling life for ourselves, we have got to speak our truth, express our feelings, and be true to ourselves. That is what puts us in the power of creative and authentic abundance that brings us that fulfillment. We have to make the choice. I mean, the choice is ours very clearly, but if we are going to choose to hide from our feelings and hide from our emotions and evade the reality of what's going on inside of us, then we're going to be blocked from manifesting and creating. However, with the Empress having been upright, you know, this card says it all too. If we are standing in the power of our authentic truth, guided by our heart's true desires and what we truly love and are passionate about and what is really real to us, then this card is going to be uprighted as well. The Ten of Pentacles, that is what that will create and lead to as well. So basically, you know, I wrote, being untrue to our emotions and not communicating our emotions is blocking our abundance. We can choose to be the Page of Cups, or we can the Page of Cups in reverse and hold back our truth, or we can be the Empress and we can stand in our power through our love and create from endless potential, the Empress card. We have to choose, like I've said a couple times, this choice is ours, but not expressing or inverting our own emotional truth, our emotional reality will block our manifestation in alignment with that true potential, that true abundance, that true fulfillment. So pretty clear message coming from the cards, and it makes sense because that is what the energy is pointing to today as well. We are in the nodes now in Taurus and Scorpio. We have to release the fears and the blockages of the past so that we can align with this authentic truth in order to really truly begin to create, to tap that and create, because we don't have anything to tap if we're not in alignment with ourselves. That's the whole problem. There's nothing there for us to use unless we truly know ourselves. We know our gifts, we know who we are, we know what we're good at, we know what we can contribute, we know how we can serve others, and we know how therefore we can receive. And that's really what it comes down to. So if there's no authentic truth going forward into the age of Aquarius, there is no ability to create and manifest, because only that which is created through and based on a foundation of authentic truth, also with Saturn and Aquarius right now, will sustain Saturn through this new age, through this new energy. So that is the message right now, pretty much across the board. I'm going to draw us a synchronicity card now, you guys. I have a little bit more time today. I'm sorry the message got cut off yesterday. I really don't like when that happens, but I wanted to try to get one in really quick before the camera cut off. But let's see what we got for today. These are very beautiful cards. I love them. They're by Jana Shellman, and they're just little messages from God meant to sort of give us some inspiration or something to hold on to as we go out, some guidance to hold on to as we go throughout our day today and we navigate what might be a little more tricky day energetically. But this card that we got today, it says focus. Thou will keep him in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on thee. Isaiah 26:3. Focus your thoughts on God and on that part of you that is God. Tune in on God and his serenity over your life. When you can still your mind and think of God and be at peace in your mind, everything around you will fall into a peaceful routine in your home life, your business, and in all aspects of your life. Stay in this state of mind and your dreams, and you will prosper beyond your wildest dreams. And this really, honestly, this guidance fits in so well today with this trine that we have going on in water signs between the moon in Scorpio and Neptune in Pisces, really giving us an ability to align with God, with the divine, and receive these messages today. And, tune in on God and his serenity over your life. When you can still your mind and think of God and be at peace in your mind, everything around you will fall into a peaceful routine. So I feel like this really is the message that this trine, this water sign trine between the moon and Neptune, is also bringing us today in terms of helping us to navigate these more complex and difficult energies that we may possibly also be experiencing. So another beautiful message from the synchronicity cards. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this report, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate that, and it helps my channel grow when you guys do that, and I'm very grateful for all of those who do. And please leave me comments too. I love you guys' comments. I love your feedback. I have a Facebook page and a Facebook group if you're interested in that as well. Share it with your friends if you think they would be interested. Come back with me tomorrow, you guys. We have more energy going on. The moon is going to be moving into Sag, kicking up some black moon energetics. We got more to talk about tomorrow. Have a beautiful day, everyone, and I will see you then.